Nice.
Lovely.
We like these. They're really good. I've got the Jordans out today.
Dan, what are you wearing?
Don't know,
Just trainers.
NMD R2s.
Lovely stuff.
NMDs, I guess.
NMD R2s or R1s. Probably R2s.
Yeah.
Skinner R2s.
I should get some more shoes.
Daniel, this could be your, I think, your 4th attempt now. Social media, no stuttering, no falling over your words. Let's nail it.
Ladies and gents, join in the conversation. You can reach us on Twitter at ECS, hashtag ECS6. Join in the discussion. We still need some better forfeits. I don't think anything's come through.
I don't think we had a single tweet.
What's going on about bloody forfeits?
I want something, I think it's quite fun. Yesterday we just avoided the predictions altogether, but enough of that. CSGoLeague.com, of course, you can find all the information, the schedule, and also you can find out about what, Henry?
I don't know, what? Oh, you want to do tickets right now, don't you? Okay, yes, we'll get to your teach. I know what you're going to say. The tickets are going to be available, of course, right now. It's going to be arlington.csgoleague.com. Happening the 22nd to 25th of November. ECS finals are always lit, I believe, as the kids say. They're amazing, a lot of fun. It's going to be the first event in this particular stadium. Now, James, one day you wear a T-shirt.
Hey?
I run out. I didn't find any more.
Well.
I need like wardrobe to get involved because no one had T-shirts here for me ready.
Also, yeah, we got drops and stuff, but I want to talk about me.
Okay,
we have. I just bought a Desert Eagle Crimson Web.
Did you really? The red one, right?
Should be able to inspect it in my inventory.
Amazing.
Let's have a look at it, man. I spent money. It cost me £101.
Do you want to do that quickly?
If you want drops as well, not skins, but points where you can buy some skins, you can link your FACEIT account to your YouTube account, and when you watch, you will be eligible to win some points. Could be 50k. Yesterday there was a 250k drop. You could get a Crimson Web skin of your very own.
Okay. Hit the pump.
That's what this is for.
Hit the pump, man.
I'm gonna get my pump going.
Keep yourself alive.
Okay, so we've got a Crimson Web coming up. That's quite exciting. I didn't know that's a special feature. That's the Red Eagle, right, Dan? You're a Desert Eagle fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't really know much about skins though.
DDK and his deadly Desert Eagle. That's what DDK stands for. Deadly Deagle King. That's what it means.
Deadly Deagle
Not a lot of
King,
people know that.
Do you know anything about skins, Henry?
A little bit.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
Bits and bobs.
Bits and bobs. Not as well versed as I used to be, I'll say that much. But let's have a look at maybe the teams that will be playing in this particular region, because I think that's what we need to do today. We're obviously starting off with the European division. Some fantastic names. The world's best from Europe. Astralis, the #1 team. Fnatic trying to reclaim former glory. NIP on the way back up. FaZe Clan on the way back down. G2, no one knows what's going on there right now. It's a big question mark. Mouse Sports, somewhere in the middle. North, new players, new dreams, new prospects. Virtus Pro, I'm not that excited, but they have won a map so far. LDLC, the young guns, proving themselves here against the big names of the scene. And Optic, we'll see a lot of them today. The Danes will be looking to provide some Deagle action as well. So there we go. I guess we can have a look at the schedule for today as well. It is going to be North versus G2 to kick things off, then FaZe versus Optic. Gents, initial thoughts on North versus G2. Maybe focus more on G2 as we haven't seen them yet. What do you feel about them?
It's an interesting one, isn't it? I feel like G2 is just... It's a project that's just, I mean, this lineup, I just don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I don't like it. I think it's going to do much. North, it's going to be interesting because they have just constructed a new sort of thing. You know, having Cadian pushed into the lineup is been challenging for them so far. But they were against Astralis yesterday. I don't think that was really a good test. I think Astralis is too much to handle right now for them. But I would still be expecting North to easily deal with G2.
G2, it's a weird one, isn't it? They've got a star-studded roster. You'd expect it to work, but it seems like they constantly change lineup to something that looks less tantalizing than the previous. The fact they brought back such old names and the coach as well.
Well, 6 years ago, it would be like, whoa!
Yeah, sure, but the fact they brought back Existence and Smiths, right? For me, it's just the opposite direction of where CSGO is heading right now. 2018, we've got all the young guns looking amazing, all these names we never really heard of, never played 1.6 or Source, and they're bringing back these old names that aren't performing at the highest level right now. Is it going to be the tactics, or what are they looking for to make this work?
It's weird because I feel like if you look at the G2 lineup and what we've seen from them so far, and you look at the paper lineup of Vitality, which is the French team of NBK, Zywoo, and so on, you'd almost feel like that is the main team and G2 are the leftover team, right? So it is very unusual, and it seems I can only assume that those guys, NBK and Apex, have been released from their contracts. So this is pretty much it for G2.
Well, there has been news recently, Dan, that Kenny S didn't re-sign with G2 over at the majors. So what do you think about that? Do you feel like that's the signs of the future? Or what?
Yeah, I think it does make some sense. You know, if Kenny S sort of wants to, I guess like in a sense like Snacks in a way, sort of kind of get out of the sinking ship, as Snacks did with Virtus Pro. Kenny could do it with this lineup. I mean, we know that Shox always wants to play with Smiths. And Smith, you know, for a lot of, I mean, he's a really hard worker, brings a lot of great, you know, a great vibe and atmosphere to the team. But from an individual perspective, as you say, you know, perhaps maybe from just needing that new spark, it doesn't really quite have those qualities.
Sure.
And so if, you know, Shox, okay, he probably will want to stay with the lineup. Existence, he's been, you know, encircling around for quite some time. Haven't really seen much from him to be excited about. And but Body as well, I guess, you know, that would be interesting to see what he could do. But I feel like Kenny S is really the only player that could still make, you know, some career highs. Whereas the rest of the team, I'm not so sure.
So G2 overall, they've won a couple of trophies, a couple of significant ones, but overall I'd say it's been a disappointing project, like a lot of money invested, a lot of time. We haven't really seen any sort of massive success story out of it, right?
Yeah, it is early days. However,
I mean, like
I
overall though, like from G2 from its inception. Of
oh,
the
absolutely,
friendship,
yeah. But even with this roster, it's early days, and I think when you get 5 guys and you think, okay, give these guys a few months, but I think a lot of people just think that there is definitely a ceiling, which isn't very high for this particular team.
Sure.
Now, bursting through that ceiling into the depths of skins, let's have a look at my Deagle.
Okay, let's do it.
Look at that.
Tell us why this is so special then.
Because it's got the web. You can see the web on the end of it.
Oh, is that okay? So
right?
it's like the Spider-Man edition.
Yeah. So I've called it Spider-Man. Oh, come on.
Spider-Man.
It's got a thingy on both sides.
No, that's cool.
That's nice.
Is that like? Did you buy that?
I bought that. I bought it. It cost me £101.
Did you know what the stat track edition?
That was 300 something.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, I mean,
know,
maybe I'll end up buying it anyway.
Well, it's nice.
But,
have a look at that.
Yeah.
There we go.
I just bought the I don't know what it's called. It's a red Stat Track Deagle in one of the new boxes, and that cost me a fair bit already. So
Mate, the
I can't face buying
amount of things you buy.
Another one.
Yeah,
I like setting fire to money.
Yeah, I know you do.
I'm very good at that.
I barely spend any of my cash. Like I just cast Counter-Strike. That's all I really do. I just travel around the world doing that, and I don't really buy anything. So I need to start doing that. This is the most significant purchase I've made in a long time, as a pair of shoes. So
that's pretty cool.
That's it.
Well, so, you got Doc Martens yesterday.
This is what to aspire to.
Legit.
Yeah, I try and sit on my money and see what happens. You know, either way, we've got Counter-Strike coming up. We've got 8 games to get, guys. It'll be a bit of a marathon. Do we want to set the bar relatively low to begin with and pace ourselves, or do you want to go all in, all guns blazing?
All in.
We're always all in, Henry.
We are, but yesterday, towards the end, the ASIO game, like we were hyped. I don't think we can maintain that level all day.
Why not?
Well, I can try. I'm up for it.
You're still young, aren't you?
Am I?
we're in the trenches, man. This is we live this.
Okay, well, I'm not used to a map today, so I'm just trying to make sure I'm going to be up to your level.
By the end of this season of ECS, or the end of this month, you will have the FACEIT stamina.
Hair in the chest.
Where you'll be ready to go.
To be fair, I've always
8 maps,
respected
12 maps.
The grind you guys
Doesn't
do
matter.
with this. Like, just you two, don't even rotate out. I've always respected it, and
it's good. I think it makes us ready for anything.
Sure.
Everything else is easy.
Exactly.
And this is just bread and butter for us. This is easy as well.
One cool thing about it actually is that it always felt like we would get more insight on certain new teams that you might not otherwise expect, you know, in the leagues, because we just see every single game. So we'd have a better context. And like Mouse Sports, for example, I think we saw Mouse Sports' greatness quite like a good 6 months before it hit. We knew it was going to happen. Yeah. And then other teams, NRG, another one, United, another one, Complexity as well.
Let's go on.
That's why I missed the old FACEIT League when we were doing stuff in Oceania as well, and I think we were doing stuff in Asia at one point.
Also,
yeah, we did. For all the regions
for a brief time, but it was cool because I had to give up Sunday football to watch the Oceania League, like Renegades and Immunity rivalry and stuff like that.
Sure.
But I really enjoyed it because you got to learn about people. I find it very, very, very engaging to understand people's characters and come up with stupid stuff for people.
Yeah, well, I guess that this case in point, when we watch ASIO, for example, we get to learn what the amazing players are in there and like what's going to happen, and I don't think I would have had any information on that otherwise. So it's cool to see players with the future, especially like this guy's going to be amazing next year. He's going to be picked up with some bigger North American team, and then we'll have information when he does get picked up. I think that's going to happen. Like players like Inferno, for example, we're going to see him go to a big team, and we'll be ready to give all the information now when it happens. So it's quite cool in that respect. I like online CS for that very reason.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
There we go, boys. We've done enough talking to bring us into the game, which will be happening.
A lovely chin wag.
Yes, indeed. There we go. North versus G2, ladies and gents. I would say North are the heavy favourites here, just because I don't expect that much from G2, but they definitely have the capabilities to win this one. AZ's not messing around at all, is he? He's got right down towards the underpart here. Smiths will be defending his teammates. He'll hold T-step. Look at the pincer come through. They're boosting towards the bottom. They're getting absolutely wrecked as G2 collapse. The bomb is down, and Shoxy and Body to pick up the pieces here, but they've been destroyed at the start. It's over.
That's not what they wanted, Jim.
Exactly.
It's over. Shox is alive. He's dead. All right, never mind. I have to say that when I've watched G2 recently, and we didn't cast a great look for them when we talked about them in the pregame, but I only believe when I see Shox and Kenny alive. There's moments when Shox and Kenny are alive. I'm like, okay, maybe they can win this round. Towards the end, but otherwise I just don't have as much confidence. It feels like the team that they're too much of the shining stars. Whereas in Counter-Strike we see that you spread that skill ceiling across the team in a better way.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see. Like, I'm keeping an open mind. Oh, I love these grenades to the second mid position. That one hasn't really hit the mark. People used to throw those off where the door is in second mid, off that wall earlier on. For people rushing, but that's an alternative way to do it. By the way, quick note, 3 players of North got a cheap helmet in this round, so it was a really successful pistol round for them, and it was almost 4.
Indeed. Which
means we would have seen more M4s. So I'm really curious to see how G2 will utilize Smiths, because we know him as a sniper. He is a rifler in this situation. I do wonder if, we need to see how high the level can go, and if it will be a target for opponents. Body taken out first, and Cadian can't follow the tracking in that one situation. Shots in existence now, looking to do more damage, sliding down to the pistol, and this is looking very successful for G2. However, the bomb is with Kiabi.
It really is, and he's not giving it up anytime soon, is he? As they'll spam towards the library, but it looks like, Kiabi misses the initial shot there. Existence and Shox. The old guard. As Existence will be taken down. Shox is in the pit here. He definitely has the capabilities to win it, but he hasn't got armor, so he's going to melt, but he has got the chance of the first frag. Can he go any further? 30 seconds remaining.
I find it really strange you pulled that grenade there, considering that smoke works both ways, and they just did molly the pit. So he's either the other side of the pit, or he's next to him behind the smoke.
Question.
Go on.
So the MP5 is the same as the MP7 in cost, right? Correct?
Yes, it's the same gun.
We would never have seen 4 MP7s. But we just saw 4 MP5s.
Yeah, it is because what I think is my theory is, at least, it's very novel right now. Everyone's hyped about a new gun that's actually relevant and balanced and works, and it's obviously got the silencer, which sounds really cool. I think we'll see the MP7 make a slight comeback in a few weeks, but for now the MP5 is king.
I guess spamming it, being able to spam it through smokes as well without traces, actually on this map in particular, is kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's nice shiny and new, and they are like babies.
Indeed.
Who's a baby?
They.
Oh.
No, babies get shiny thing. But what's this? How can I inspect this?
I think you're thinking of magpies, aren't you?
Try and eat it. Hey, babies! I like look at something and put it in their mouth. maybe magpies as well.
Yeah, magpies.
I play with CS with a person called Magpie. Magpies are beautiful. I like the colours.
And they always travel in 2s.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, it's a thing, I think.
Actually, I think, Dan, you've got some magpie colour shoes.
Do I?
Your fancy shoes are kind of magpie colours.
Oh, you mean...
Fashion is inspired by nature, Dan.
Oh.
Yeah, didn't you know? Oh, wow. Well, Shoxy is inspired by death, as he'll take down Kiabi. 5 versus 4 now. They do not really have much to take the B site, even though they have the opening pick. They've picked up an MP5, but AZ on the other side calls for the rotation from Cadian here. Remember, he's the new in-game leader and sniper now, as they'll hold towards CT spawn. They can't go back towards A now. G2, they are pretty much fully committed. The incendiaries will be deployed. They haven't got armor, but they have got the MP5, and they're melting on this side. It looks like a guaranteed 3-0 will come through. Cadian to seal the deal. Should steal one away. Maybe another with that deagle. Oh! He might be able to do this. Who knows? If he hits the 1 dig towards spawn. 10 seconds remaining. At this point, probably wants to die, and indeed he will. 3-0. They made it expensive, at least. No bomb plan. And we go into the first gun round, gents.
That's the deagle I've got, the expensive one. I don't know what it's called. I'm shocked. I called it Akira because it reminds me of the stylization in Akira.
He's got the Crimson Red knife. He could have the Crimson Red Deagle as well. That's a nice little kit.
Yeah, that's a meaty knife. I've always liked that Crimson Red M9. But they've always been extremely insanely priced. And then Shox moving up. Look at him checking for any plays through the mid position, as you can commonly find. Being very careful indeed. Never taking anything for granted. No assumptions made. He will respect his opponent. G2 looking for their first round win. This is the first fire round. Cadian can't get around the corner. Smiths with the opening frag there. Moving around looking for more. Where is second CT? Could be up on the barrels, could be behind the fountain, could be in dark, could be in construction. Valde with a two-man setup, but I think Gate's elbow has been seen by Kenny, and North are getting wiped out on the short position. Kirby with great spray. Kenny unable to get into the boiler position.
There we go, boys. KRB making it real, actually. I can't believe he actually pulled this one back. It was a 3-on-2 at this point, but he's pulled it right back. And now Smith's in existence with one Molotov, giving away this massive lead. Will plant the bomb, 40 seconds remaining. The rotation from AZ coming through. And it'll be Smith's getting up towards the apartments here, but AWP in hand, they can still fall apart for them.
Lots of time to coordinate this one. AZ perhaps waiting for Kirby to play happen here. That's it. AZ can move in now. As Kirby will distract Smith, take him down. No, quickshot connected. And wow, 4K for Kirby there. They'll have plenty of time for the defuse. And those two 1v1s did not go the way of G2.
It's a weird, I don't know if like the peak from Smith and Apps, if he was trying to not reveal himself to anybody, he might be the arch position.
5-on-2, boys.
Yeah, that was a huge play from Kirby. Another burst here as well. Beautiful stuff. Makes it look easy. But you saw Smith conceded his position with his movement with the scope.
He's not the sort of player we expect to hit a massive no-scope at that range, right? If it was someone like Fallen in that position, you think, oh, he's going to kill him whatever happens, right? That's maybe not Smiths.
Yeah, but it's just weird to see him swing his scope around in that fashion when you would turn with it on the corner like normal crosshair placement, so the barrel doesn't give your position away as you turn the corner. But anyway, North are 4-0.
Yeah, a convincing one of that, but Existence has opened things up. 5 versus 4. They're going to commit 4 players to the apartment. That's one of the tightest choke points on the map. Let's see if they can get it done. One by one they go, and Gade devours 2. It will be Cadian now to pick up the pieces. It's still the advantage, I would say, for G2 with the smokes down and no presence on the A site. They should be able to get a plant out of this, but can they find much more? Their first round should have been in the previous, but now another opportunity on the A site.
Cadian can spot the cross, and I think the bomb is actually to his left, but he's forced away from his position. Has to go for a safer approach.
Oh,
Smith, he can't find it. Kyabi is all over the place at the moment in a positive fashion. 3 versus 2, and AZ takes down a short play, leaving Shox alone now. Shox is a clutch. He knows another player's there. Big headshot from him. Last player top mid, and can he get this bomb down in time? Because Cadian is creeping, and Shox has no idea. Oh, he missed his shot. It was a free one. That one was gratis. He collected the vouchers. But there was nothing in the post. Cadian still alive, however, picking up the Galil now, being seen. Shox saw the gun blind attack from him, the spray. In the red now, Cadian touching the bomb. He's going to commit to this. No, he's not. He hasn't got a kit. Shox running around, heard the footsteps, dancing. He's got full health, he's comfortable now. He's got the slippers on, and there's the final kill.
If we can see the miss from Cadian, I'd be interested to see how bad it was, because it sounded like it was on a plate. Like he said, completely outmaneuvered him, outflanked, and then this kill, Kiabi's got to be gutted. The fact he had to pull that one off. Shoxy, the only reason they win the round is individual brilliance there, and a bit lucky that Cadian missed such a sitter. But there we go. It will be 4-1 G2 with their first round on the board. They've actually broken the money of North as well. Who would have thought that was the round that would save them? But G2 should be able to get a couple. We'll see if that's possible. Is this a timeout at this stage? It looks like it might be.
That's crazy, isn't it? Shox was crouched and just like kind of sitting there, looking completely the wrong way.
This is the tactical balls, just to note. And yes.
And that's the round that breaks them. It's crazy.
Cadian's going to be gutted at that one.
I'm going to feel bad for him. He was unfortunate in the first shot as well. I think it was against Smiths. Trying to wait out the smoke, moves across there just as he got peeked. Hopefully he can warm up. Kirby's warm. He has been taking the mickey, hasn't he, so far? Let's see if they can make this force buy work. It doesn't look too bad. 3 TZs, UMP, MP5. A lot to be fearful of here for G2. Smith has the Mac 10, so he can go forwards to find out information. He can be expendable.
Hopeful grenade down Banana. G2 will... There's a fair chance they'll avoid this 4-man stack. This looks very dangerous over towards A. And Cadian offering the presence of multiple people. T's know what that flashbang means. It means that there's at least 2 people towards the B bomb site. They're half right. AZ is on Speedway at the moment. Looking for something. Quite a deep smoke there. Not the one you normally see almost ever in a pro match, actually. Now noise has been cut. G2 start to move, but Garby is going to have a look down mid. Can they rotate in time, these CTs?
Oh, there you go. It starts, it begins. Trade out onto KD with the UMP. AZ, oh, that's unfortunate. That was a big opportunity to make life quite difficult there, but the flash goes in. Can they play off of it? No one in position to do so. Gade, though, coming in from Banana, might give them a chance of just only now planted. Shox with an AK in position, though.
This is the interaction that might decide it all. Shoxy getting it done with a double kill. And there we go. Sorry, it's Body who took them down. So there we go. 2 versus 3 now. They're probably going to have to save. They've got absolutely nothing. They pick up a couple of UMPs. A CZ there for Valder as well. But G2 have done it. They've managed to get back-to-back rounds there, 4-2. It was looking like it was going to turn into an absolute disaster, but Shoxy winning out in the 3 versus 1 has given them foundations now for their T side on Inferno. G2, weird to think with this roster and the names they've got in it are considered the underdogs here, but that's the way it is right now. CSGO in 2018 is a weird and strange landscape.
It's a brave new world, Henry.
It is, isn't it?
Pack a helmet.
It's just so weird to me. Like, I used to play against Smith's, Existence, Shox, and Kenny S at the very latter stages as well. It's weird to see those guys still going, and 10 years on. Still relevant in the game, some more than others, but Cadian will have almost nothing here. USP for him and AZ. CZ, draw Kiabi dropped by Valder.
Trivia.
Go on.
I played with Kenny S before Shox did.
When?
In CSGO.
Yeah, I get that.
In the entire history of CSGO, Henry.
Well, I've got more trivia for you. Kenny S named himself after Henry G. No lie. He said it in an interview.
Really?
Yep. He said he named himself after the legends of the game, i.e. like Henry G. He thought it was a cool name.
That's awesome.
That's not a lie. I'm not just lying. That's, I can link you the article after this.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah. So I inspired the greatest sniper of all time. How about that? Dan, can you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So I inspired you.
Yeah, did you? You always inspire me. You're an inspirational man.
Actually, Dan inspired me to use JZFB on Steam. But, oh yeah, why don't I just use my initials?
Where's the Z?
Huh?
Where's the Z come from? JZFB.
Oh, my African grandfather's name.
Okay.
Yeah, you pronounce it Z-I-E, you pronounce it Je.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
Proper African, mate.
Here we go, though. The UMP's getting it done. It's getting a bit awkward. Terrorists can't break through. There's a smoke down as well. They're getting dinked. There's a boosted player. Oh, my goodness. This could fall apart. It looks like it certainly is. It's up to Body to try and save the day here. Doing a fantastic job. 3 kills for him. Shoxy left in another difficult predicament here. 15 seconds remaining. And down he goes. The USP will take charge. Boys, what do we have to say about that one?
Wow.
That's pretty much full eco. USPs and 2 UMPs. G2 going 1 by 1, looking like they're stifled, they're uncomfortable, they're nading each other at the start. Oh my god, look at the damage that nade did. As a team nade.
Wow.
What a mess.
And then he dies from the USB
He must have been looking at something else, because he really threw that into the wall. Like really into the wall.
Right into his teammate's pocket as well.
That's so unusual, because Existence is someone to learn from in terms of grenades. Like if you look at the T side of Cash, when there's a smoke down in the entrance to mid, he has a full execute to Molotov the vent from behind the smoke and all sorts.
Yeah.
And pop flash himself in.
For me, Existence, like, yes, definitely a legend of the game, and Harold is amazing in-game leader, but he does have a very source approach to the game. It's all execution based. It's all quite methodical in that sense. I don't think it has a real place in today's game, but either way, that certainly does. The equal headshots will always work as Shoxy and Body go down, though. Kiabi's playing out of his mind, boys. Great shots, great awareness, good positioning.
11 kills in 8 rounds, if you include this one.
Perfect spot, just to get another frag here.
That's a really nice position.
Look at it. Okay.
Oh, maybe not.
Wow.
Kenny's ready. Trying to add a 0 to that contract.
They don't have any Kevlar though, so it's going to be pretty tough. This position in pits. Pretty strong for North, and they don't have any Molotovs or smoke grenades. Oh, actually, there is one smoke from Kenny that could potentially be used to try to block off that choke point. Very difficult though. Can he go down? Yes, he does. No smoke for you, and that should be the round now. Just Smith alone. One thing about Existence,
go on,
is that I feel like there's so much name value that doesn't sort of correlate to achievement in CS:GO, because obviously Source, he was amazing as a sniper and then an in-game leader, but it's not really been seen in CS:GO.
Well, Titan was relatively successful. They had plenty of playoff runs and plenty of pedigree to the name, of course. But yes, I would say I agree with that. It certainly hasn't translated. It's always just been a bit of a enigmatic position for him. Either way, it will be AC just gunning them down. He's made them look foolish as they try and rush Banana. Yes, indeed it is. And now Kiabi looking to add more pain here.
Pass the Salt Henry. This needs more flavor.
I always like it when food comes into the equation. My favorite bit of yours, James, is the roast dinner part. Like that, for me, really epitomized what you do. It's the perfect cast I think I've ever had. And was it the Sunday roast was on Inferno as well when they came out the apartments? Was that it?
VP coming out.
TSM.
And the burger bit you did as well when he's in the burger.
I was on a cobblestone.
They want the meat, the lettuce, the onions down.
What game was that?
I don't know. I know it was cobblestone.
It was one of my favorite moments.
I'm going to be obese by the time this round is finished.
That was it, yeah. That was that's an immortal line, isn't
that
it?
was a flow of consciousness.
That was great. Anyway, Body not in such a great position. And so he'll have 7-2 looming over his shoulders, and he's got 35 seconds to pretty much just go and die. So let's see if that is realized.
I have to say that I felt, with regards to Existence, I felt the same way about Godby in CS:GO until like the last year or so. Where Godby actually showed that he can keep things modern and he can innovate as well onto the things. Like he can be avant-garde and innovative.
And he can be a mad fragger as well.
And he can do the damage. Like he showed evolution. So that's. So I'm glad that I don't ever have to think about him in that way anymore.
Speaking of evolution, here we have Cadian with the T-Virus knife. Putting G2 on pistols once again. Not a successful start to Inferno for the G2 squad. Their first of 2 games today.
Indeed. Apparently they've all signed till 2020 now, these new contracts, apart from Kenny, like we mentioned. So they're in this for the long haul. Whether they'll get the results required is yet to be seen. There's nothing really telling me right now this is going to be the next big thing. Love that spot on the bomb side that's looking towards the apartments, using the pillar. Just pistols here, no armor. Smoke, few flashbangs, 1 Molotov, and a nade in the face. Desperation. Just get the flash. Yep, flashbangs are in, boys, guys. They're done. They've been deployed.
What's a nice jump from Body, and maybe there's a chance for G2. Valde spreading towards Library, but nothing doing just yet. There's plenty of time on the clock for G2. They don't have the man advantage though, and it gets worse because Kiabi is still alive. 13 kills for him and counting. Shocks in the red. Looking for a Pits player. Resistance with his T250. No crocodile bite for him. Leaves Shocks to die. Valde with his second.
So the interesting thing too is that Zaiwu left against all authority.
Yep.
So Kenny S might be on the market.
He wants a bit of that action, doesn't he? He wants some young blood.
No, I think they said that he's been transferred to a team, but didn't say what team. But I think everyone knows it's Vitality. So
is that? Oh, is that? I haven't even read that.
I believe so.
The rumor.
Well, they didn't say what team he's gone to, but he's gone to a team, so he's not on the market.
Kenny then? What happens there?
I don't think Kenny's necessarily going anywhere.
Yeah.
They've got a 5-man squad, Vitality.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, to be fair, Kenny could also play on any international lineup of his probabilities.
Yeah.
All rumours and speculation.
FaCe.
Mouse.
Mouse. You can't take another player out of Mouse. It just won a massive tournament. Can't just say, right, change again, we can get Kenny S. They've already got 2 amazing snipers.
Let's get 3, just new meta.
Just the snipers all.
3 orbs, 3 rounds. He's got top mids. Rotation from North will have 4 players ready to defend, so they not have read this well enough, it would seem. Leaving AZ to anchor B. Minute to play with though, there is still an option to go back. G2 have secured that with Smiths re-poking, re-prodding into Banana. So but they know now that they can actually run back to Banana if they want to. Going for a split in fact, but Kirby can just crush this. If he gets these 2 kills, it's probably their split over.
Oh dear, Kenny S down. He hasn't even had an orb yet, has he? I don't think.
No.
That's not good news. T-Side Inferno not really required to have one, but still, Kenny S you'd expect to. 5 versus 3, but body in decent position to cause some damage here. He snuck through spawn. Will they be aware of it? Looks like they are, but body hits a nice shot. So does Kiabi though, continues to be excellent here today. And Cadian pretty much shuts down the round of his positioning. As long as he doesn't miss the shot again, he'll see the plan in front of him. Didn't miss that one. Bomb down, 10 seconds, round over. Smiths will not be winning this. Let's try and find as many kills as he can, but it looks like he'll be going down. This is an absolute mauling, boys. G2 can't get anything done whatsoever. Smiths is 1-11. Kenny's 3-10. Existence is 3-11. Like, no one's killing anyone. The only rounds they've got is just Shoxy 3 versus 1, and they beat the eco off after that. So,
and that was also they should have lost that round. Kenny should have hit that shot.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Oh.
It's been fun watching Kirby run around and kill people.
They just look like they're having too much fun. GT watching this game now, it's like, oh goodness gracious, how are we making this team a thing?
Kirby all over the place. Ooh, well, that doesn't help. Pistols for G2. Not every player with Kevlar in this round. Easy one for Cadian. Yeah. And 2 players remain. There are weapons to be collected and the bomb.
So we didn't do any predictions, did we?
No, I predict North.
You can predict. I would no. We did. I did say coming into it. Yeah. North are the heavy favourites, and I think that's technically a prediction.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
I didn't think it'd be like this. I didn't think it would a landslide victory. So I wouldn't have said that. I said that would be narrow victory for North. His Existence trying to win out the clutch. He has actually got an open site now, so there's always potential. He'll smoke towards library, of course. Flashbang 2, and he doesn't go for the quick plant. I feel like that was the key there. And so go down. At least get the money locked in, boys. But still, they've got cash.
I like the play from the perspective of just trying to win the rounds, just because they got max loss bonus and already, and you know, maybe you can make it a 1v1 if you find that peak on that guy running up mid or something. But he was looking towards Arch actually, which was strange. Instead of like kind of pre-aiming towards mid.
Tactical timeout now. So G2 bring out the orb for the first time. He said no one really killing anyone. That's the problem.
Round 13, Kenny's got an orb.
To be fair as well, T side of Inferno, it's not the most significant thing, I suppose.
No, but this team, when you've got one of the world's best snipers, they want to get him on the orb. Like, it's not like this was a decision they made. It's just the economy wasn't there to actually make it reality. So yeah, now he even only has glass cannon, right? They want him on the AWP. It's just not been possible. So let's see what he can do. This is the first time for Kenny to bring it out. Up against Cadian, who's looked sprightly recently. New signing for North, of course. Gade returning from Optic as well.
Existence could have dropped him an AWP and still had some money for grenades. If I'm not mistaken. I actually know. Maybe. No, he couldn't have. He's about 2k, doesn't he?
Spreading lies again, James.
No armor on the T side of Inferno. It can be a difficult one. It's hard enough to snipe.
Yeah, it's such a nade-focused map. Yeah, it can make things very problematic.
And 10 on the clock for G2. They've left Smiths in situ on Banana to just keep their map control, which they've established over there.
A double smoke.
They've got 4 people focusing on A. Existence moving down mid, but then going back up again. It's strange, almost like he's checking Banana, but Smiths is there. So they've bursted through, and they've taken all the map control away from North. No information for the CT side.
Absolutely. Well, the boost towards the B side of the map here, and didn't fancy it. I actually love that spot. I think it's really cool. But they're just going to play a classic setup here. One towards Coffins, taking the aggro, and play off each other, back and forth, in tandem. And boys, there's only one smoke here. They're going for B execution. This might be an absolute nightmare. They've got nothing towards coffins. And there's a player there with an AWP. And luckily the flashbang's decent. It'll buy them a second or two. But KD hits the first shot. G2 have a chance here. But 15 seconds remaining. Need to get that bomb planted. Luckily, Cadian has been wrecked by the flashbangs.
They've put North in a massive rotation situation. They were deep on the A side. There were Molotovs down on the pit while they were pushing the B bomb site. So the fakers essentially worked out for G2. They had the numbers game to abuse the players on B. Despite the low time on the clock, they've got a round. They need 5. I think forward maybe okay as well, all things considered. Plenty of money for North. So we'll see if G2 can get some momentum going. It's been a very difficult half of Counter-Strike for them. Body and Shock's doing the heavy lifting.
Terrorists win. Well, there we go. That'll be a kill for Valda, I'm afraid. Money's strong though for North. And as soon as Kenny gets the AWP, boys, that's when it all works out for them. Some nice shots towards the spawn area. To be honest, that was looking like a North round. Luckily, a couple of flashbangs they did deploy was enough to dissuade Cadian from focusing from the coffins. He had to fall back. And they're going forward. Is this 4 players towards B? Are they setting up some sort of artillery strike here?
Just one to start off. Yeah, I always think it's interesting. If you have like 3 HEs go down banana, if there is an automatic response from a T side, if you've got 2 max on A, how best you abuse the numbers to go for something fast and trade. Well, Kenyes has been taken out. Stereo frags for North create large problems for G2. We need some individual plays now, and really it's all eyes on body.
All eyes on me. Smith's making his way forwards. And the gap, always a bit uncomfortable. The bomb is very far away. Everyone's pushing really deep. Someone's got to go back for it. Body will do it. As Smith pushes in, he's alone though. So working very hard to make his way to pause. Decent position. Very nice there. Here's the footsteps, but the grenades will take him down, and the bomb is finally collected. But now Body's in a 1 versus 1. He is able to get the fast frag. Maybe, just maybe, he can get the bomb planted. Turn the corner there. The smoke making things very annoying here, causing so much in the way of delay. That's perfect there from AZ. Knowing that he doesn't have to fight, just delay him long enough.
I like the Molotovs we've seen from him towards the pull position on multiple pushes from the T side, because it does give you a lot of cover. It's a headshot position. You can't crouch and you can't be seen at all in that area. So right there, he had a Molotov down in the previous round as well, and it's really strong. It's pretty damn good.
Tell you what is strong.
Tickle. Is that where you're going?
James Bardo's strong tickle. The new craft ale available in 2019. Look out for it. They'll be serving it at the ECS finals this year, I believe, as well. You should actually do that.
Maybe one day.
39%. Strongest.
4 on 2
boys. Banned in the West End.
It's going to be a desperate last attempt for G2 here. Existent, the last player remaining. It's going to be 12-3 in favor of North. The CT defense just way too strong here. The only rounds they got were down to some individual brilliance from Shoxy, the only player with, to be fair, Body's up there as well, but you can see at the bottom, Existent and Smith. That is too common for me, seeing those 2 names at the very bottom, dramatically off the pace the rest of the team. Do you guys agree with that? Is that too much to say?
Yeah, well, that's the biggest question for me of this team. Not even whether the strats are appropriate for the current meta, but just fragging power.
Sure.
How do you answer?
In today's game, where most of the teams are relying on young superstars that just run around and just wreck house, like there's many tactics you can like deploy, but if you can't keep up with those guys, you're going to struggle generally. At the end of the day, Counter-Strike is about killing your opposition, right? You can have the best strategies in the world. If you can't click on the heads, it doesn't really matter. So yes, I totally agree with that sentiment. Dan, thoughts?
Yes, I said that every day. I think.
Yeah, fair enough.
I said the same. Yeah, no, I mean it is an important point. You have to have just enough skill to keep up.
They do have not necessarily bad players, and just this team, whether it's got the right recipe, that's what I'm trying to work out. But if they don't win this pistol, G2 are absolutely done for.
3 players of utility for North.
Yeah, technical execution.
Yes. Versus Pro are doing this for a while, 3 people with grenades, but other than that, you don't see it very often. Body was the first kill, traded by Gade, Existence in construction. He's got shocks with him as well. And Kenyes is not far away with a USP or a P2000. A kill through the coffins, not so likely. Existence smashing the glorious stained glass. 4-on-4 retake attempt. 2 plays on Banana. Smith's going for some pot shots, showing some presence. That may keep them entertained. Meanwhile, CTC to encroach on the bomb site, but there goes Smith. Kenny with the CZ can't get a second kill, and that might be that here for the CTs. Shocks deep, gets a kill, but he's on the reload, and now he's alone. 1 versus 2, no kits, and that bomb is already too far picked for this situation, I do believe, because Cadian does not need to show. Shocks will jump and get some extra money from it, but the round goes to North.
Indeed, that's all he really can take. 3 kills, no armor, and that was a lovely execution from North. Let's just break that down. They went for the classic execution with 1 smoke, obviously coffins, 1 towards CT spawn, but as James pointed out, as a 3rd player of utilities, you've got Flames going towards Emo and New Box, and they have a spare smoke also to re-smoke CT spawn once the bomb is down, making the retake incredibly difficult. So you sacrifice a bit of firepower, running gun, and aggressive players with the Glocks, but they have to sacrifice the armor, but still, like, what can you really do to defend that? Perfectly done from North, and here we go, the anti-eco begins, and it looks like this is very successful. It's actually a force fight from G2. They've got nothing done so far. Shoxy will cause a backflip there towards the underpass, but still the advantage lies with North.
An opportunity, but a brief one. North look to abuse the bomb site. It's on the high ground, still got bullets. Distraction from his teammate as well. Nice timing on the peak from Kenny. But Existence will take both the kills, and now North have compounded problems. Combined 40 HP. 30 HP. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Kenny and Existence are tagged as well, but they have the luxury of position.
It's a good luxury to have. So, this is going to be the longest minutes as North explore the map, hoping to find an opening. Timing is everything here. It all comes down to the small nuances. As the CT's waits, you can see Kenny S. He'll be there on the A side of the map. I believe he's in the pit just beneath him. There he is, yes. And this kill is everything. When Valda drops down, he knows he has to pre-fire this. Spots him. Oh, that was close. Had to wait for a second to pull the trigger. And that might cause a rotation here. Cadian, no! That's the round. Had to land that shot.
Oh, no. Just 1 bullet is all that's needed. That's so sad, isn't it?
It's the saddest thing we've ever seen.
If you're not a fan of Sunshine, grab a can of Strong Tickle. The clouds will form soon enough. I love the attempt there.
Excuse me.
It's always very interesting when you have the split like that and you sell the fake, invest the man in it. But Caden, if he just had 1 or 2 extra seconds walking, that's a free kill for him.
It's a shame, but G2, they'll fight back there. 13-4, and we'll have 1 AK purchased and a 4 spy overall from North. Valda now. Oh, to be fair, he saved that for the previous round, I imagine. And P250s, once he's at a deagle for Kiabi, looking to answer back here, certainly capable of doing so. MP5 for Kenny S. Body with the AK from the previous round. A couple of MP9s there as well. I'd say this round is still up for grabs. All down to Valda, one of the star players of North. As they go through the flight paths here. Looks like they're focusing on the A sites with the bomb in the apartments. 3 players there. This will be the flash attack towards the A site with 1 smoke towards library, I'd imagine. Here are the flashes. And Shoxy to defend. He's caught with his pants down. And he'll be dropped to the floor. Oh my god, the deagle shot was sublime. But so is Smith's with the MP9.
The T's have the A site looking for a safe plant. Patient shots from Kiabi respecting the Desert Eagle, but it will not pay off in kind. 2 versus 3 now for G2, but that's a strong smoke down in that arch area. No more grenades for the T's, but there isn't a kit for these CTs, so while they're still around arch waiting for that smoke to go, this is a very desperate situation, but can they really afford to even save, ironically, in this particular round? Valde the graveyard position. Not seen just yet. No kit. Really, is this going to work out? I think it's a suicide for G2, unfortunately. Valde still hasn't been seen, but they're in the smoke. Going for the defuse. They found a kit. And North will just about steal the round. How about that?
How'd you like them apples? Well, North fighting back, and it's all down to the opening kill. Giarby, that was fantastic. Coming out of the apartments like that, and Valde, very calm spray. Good crossfire from the pit and the graveyard as Valde sends them to hell. There we go. It's G2 now with the absolute lowest amount of cash. Smiths has already bought up with the scout. They're looking down the barrel of match point. Dan, can they win this round?
No.
No? Okay, fair enough.
This is really one-sided.
No.
This is really, really one-sided.
No. It's always awkwardly one-sided, isn't it? There hasn't really been that many compelling rounds.
It is awkward, isn't it? It's like, to the point where you're like, guys, you kind of need to turn up with a little bit more here.
Yeah.
It's, you know, otherwise you're sort of not proving you belong.
We've had one good Kenny S round, and he's got 7 frags. But North just look like it's way too comfortable right now. That's a problem.
Yeah. We saw how badly they got decimated by Astralis yesterday as well.
Indeed. On this map.
Yeah. And obviously Astralis are the top flight of competition, but yes.
It's a sobering thought, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I'd love to see G2 versus Azio, actually.
Well, we'd have to change the rules a bit to make that happen.
They are so much fun.
I wonder if we will see that one day. If like a European team, like a middling European team, just moves to North America and plays in North American leagues instead.
Do you think the internet will ever get good enough where we can have transatlantic games?
No.
Never?
No.
Okay, well, there we go.
I think, actually, I think the way the North American leagues used to be, if it was still the same now, then there's a world where people move to North America just to get an easier route to land. But I don't think that's necessarily the case anymore.
Yeah, you've got plenty of stuff going on in Europe as well as all of your friends and family, I guess.
I mean, the point was North American teams being stronger than before.
Yeah.
North creeping. Oh, this is going to be a massive burst. Very little warning. Very fast smoke. And G2 do not have time to react. Blind permanently in this round.
And no one on the B side now. They have to save the little they have. Well, they're going for those, like, boys, just get this over with.
Sounds, yeah, look, it looks like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, just get it over with. We'll go for it. Well, Kenny S going for the exits, at least. Not much to save. It's going to be match point to this stage, and they still won't have much money. They'll have $1,900 per player. Kenny trying to sneak through. If he had the kit, maybe there was a chance that some sort of ninja here, but get a kill. Not bad. Won't be able to pick up the rifle, unfortunately for him. Doesn't equate to too much. The loss bonus in the CZ is half of a regular pistol. So, yeah, if they get some kills, we actually lose all the guns. That's actually not really beneficial at all. Maybe an AK blows in this direction, AK, I think. Scout.
He's got the spawn at least.
Yeah.
It's
oh, rip.
This is not fun, is it, for them? This is not fun.
No.
It's not fun. Okay, well, Kenny will try to use the spawn. What you got, Kenny?
The thing that just like confuses me is just like, if I was there in the meeting when they made this lineup, I said, guys, this just ain't gonna work. I just don't know how they thought that this is the team.
But I wonder if they wanted other players and they were like, I'm not without Y.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably what it was.
Right. So I wouldn't be surprised if NBK and Apex stuck together, for example. It would be like, doesn't make sense for us not to be in the top team in France. NBK been enjoying some poker on his days off.
Yeah, still getting the G2 salary, I'd imagine, on the bench. So cashing that in, enjoying your life, not a problem, to be honest. Probably alright, less stressful, if anything.
Redoing the house.
He's building a house.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah. So his Instagram. It's lovely.
Found a cat's NBK. 3-on-3 now. G2 tried to hold on to the A site. Shox has caused some problems in apartment. All we heard falling back. North will not be favouring those close engagements. Valde, though, the long one down arch will be good for him. Shox and Kenny remain through the flames. Kenny, hello. That's nice. Picks up an AK as well. And Gade knows that Shox is above him. Knows where these two players are, and off he goes towards B.
Got the bomb. A chance here, but it looks like Kenny might beat him. Great play by him through the flames. Does manage to get 2 of the CZs. Maybe delaying the inevitable here, but Gade, if he goes to the fake plant, we'll see. Spam. If anything, just suggests Kenny's far away and he's got a chance to plant here. Flashbang through. Gade with a chance to win this, although G2 obviously have the advantage with the 2-on-1, but they do not have a kit. Standard position for the clutch.
So clean. One more to go. Time starting to run low for Shox. He'll take the frag. Does he have the kits? No, sirree.
No chance.
And that's a Ripperoonie. GG's exchanged. And that will be 16 to 4 in favour of North.
Oh, it wasn't the best way to kick off the day. I was just wanted an exciting one. We finished yesterday on such a high note.
Yeah.
High flying action, all the frags, the clutches, the brilliant moments. North looked good, but unfortunately, it's difficult to get that excited about it because G2 just looks so flat.
It's kind of like we had a great party yesterday, and then we woke up in a pool of our own sick.
Yes, it is reminiscent of that, and I'm not sure. We've got another map to go, right? Sometimes it can be slow to warm up. G2 can bring this back. I'm sure you do have rough maps sometimes, but overall it's quite disappointing. The only rounds they've really got were down to intense clutches, 3-on-1, and then Eco to follow it up. They had one decent round from Kenny as well, but overall they just don't look like they're ready to play against a team like North, who are not really that drawn themselves. Remember, they've got 2 new players coming in themselves, and it should be a more competitive game than that. But there we go. We can start to break it down and work out what the problems were there for G2. It just feels like their financial situation is still there with their old habits of force buying so much. They don't really have the skill to back it up anymore. Shoxy, 19 kills, trying his absolute best. But as we mentioned, Dan, Smith's in existence. This is just too common. They're seeing those names at the bottom with almost no frags between them. Sure, you can call them the in-game leader and the support player, but it's consistently negative like that, like 6 and 20, 7 and 19, something like that. It's always happening, right? So you suggested that might be a problem, and do you care to elaborate on that? Why would that not make most sense?
I think as well that it's very difficult to speak in intangibles, in ambiguities, but I think there is an element that these teams and these players have played together for a significant amount of time in the past as well, and we sort of already know that it's a bit tainted coming in. It's hard to be excited for it, and when we see a poor performance, instead of thinking, oh, maybe they're just building, and better things will come, we're thinking that actually just confirms what we already know to be true from the past. And so I think that's why it's hard to feel good about it. And the other thing too, I think, is in French Counter-Strike, I think also in Swedish Counter-Strike, is they're also, I feel like they haven't quite caught up to some of the newer trends we're seeing from North America and Denmark, which I think are the 2 sort of main leaders of Counter-Strike moving forwards. I think the CIS region is kind of in their own little bubble because Na'Vi plays the game a bit differently to everybody else, and the CIS region kind of models themselves after Na'Vi. But yeah, I think the French team needs someone new to take the leadership position when it comes to innovation, and I don't think we're going to see that from this lineup. And I think the players feel that too. It's just tired and old at the moment.
Well, I think that's a nice way to end things for now. At least we'll take a quick break and be back with the next map. Do not go anywhere. It's hopefully going to be a lot more interesting.